Good afternoon and welcome to Boston Asian Radio and TV English Daily News Today. I am your host, Amanda. Here's a look at the top stories making headlines today. Steakhouse in Boston evacuated for basement fire. Boston elected officials demand parking application forms after Laura incident. Home invaders broke into Brookline house. Former NH lawmaker facing federal charge in daycare child porn case. New Boston taxi app aimed at competing with Uber and Lyft. Steakhouse in Boston evacuated for basement fire. The building was evacuated after an electrical fire broke out in the basement of the steakhouse, the political center of Massachusetts, yesterday afternoon. Massachusetts state officials reported later that evening that the fire quickly escalated to 2 alarms around 3 p.m., causing smoke to rise throughout the building. After the fire was extinguished, the state capitol remained closed for the remainder of the day. Boston Fire Chief Paul Burke explained at a news conference that the fire, which started around 2 p.m. that day, originated in the vault area of the basement and appeared to be caused by burning high-voltage power lines. He noted that electrical equipment had been damaged and the basement had been affected by the smoke. All those at the state capitol were safely evacuated without injuries. Boston elected officials demand parking application forms after Laura incident. In response to a recent crash involving City Councilman Kendra Lara, city officials in Boston yesterday announced new parking rules for elected officials. Boston City Council Speaker Ed Flynn reportedly sent a statement to elected officials. According to details in the statement, all elected officials must now fill out an application document that includes personal information, including details such as government position, mobile phone number, home address, license plate number, car make, model, year, color, and driver's license number. In his statement, Flynn emphasized that this new measure is to protect the safety of Boston drivers and ensure the accountability of Boston city officials to comply with applicable laws and regulations. Home invaders broke into Brookline house. Masked home invaders broke into a house in Brookline, Massachusetts, and assaulted a person inside during what authorities have described as an armed home invasion early Tuesday morning, according to the city's police department. The Brookline Police Department said in a news release that its officers responded to the armed home invasion on Warren Street shortly before 2:30 a.m. Investigators believe a gun was fired during the home invasion. Police are looking for 2 people. The home invaders got into the house from the second-floor balcony, and there were 2 people in the home at the time, according to Lieutenant Derek Hayes with the Brookline Police Department. The person assaulted was a 61-year-old man who was taken to the hospital as a precaution and for lacerations to his head, police said. Former NH lawmaker facing federal charge in daycare child porn case. A former New Hampshire lawmaker is now facing a federal charge in connection with sexually explicit photos of children taken at a Tyngsboro daycare earlier this year. Stacey M. Lawton, 39 of Nashua, was arrested last month and charged at the state level with distributing child sexual abuse images. Prosecutors allege that her former intimate partner, 38-year-old Lindsay Groves, took nude images of children while working at Creative Minds Daycare and sent them to Lawton. Groves, a resident of Hudson, New Hampshire, faces 1 charge of sexual exploitation of children and 1 charge of distribution of child pornography. New Boston taxi app aimed at competing with Uber and Lyft. Boston's taxi industry has a new app designed to even the playing field with ride-sharing companies. It's called Arrow, allowing customers to download a map of all the existing taxis in the area at any given time. After entering the trips to and from, the customer pays for the ride on the app using a credit card. The trip's cost is said to be comparable to both Uber and Lyft. Customers like Matt from Hyde Park say he's willing to try the new app and call for a taxi next time he needs a ride. "I don't have a huge preference between Uber and Lyft and taxis," he said. "I'll go with whoever is cheapest, especially in Boston." Stay tuned for more updates on Boston news as it develops.